Hello, my name is Keshwani. That's K-E-S-H-W-A-N-I, Keshwani. I have been solving math problems out of this book here for GMAT, the GMAT review, the official guide. If you're preparing for GMAT, buy this book immediately. If you don't have one already, you will find it at mba.com. Same website where you will register to take the MBA, or to take the GMAT rather. The problem that I'm about to solve appears on page 164, number 94. So let's take a look at it. You have to have the book in front of you, otherwise you will not follow my work. So open the book, turn to page number 164 and follow me. It says in certain city, 60% of registered voters are Democrats. So I'm going to make a note here. And the rest are Republicans, alright. So 60% Democrat, so the 40% are Republicans. Alright, fine. Let's read the next sentence. It says in a mayoral race, if 75% of registered vote who are Democrat and 20% of registered vote who are Republican are expected to vote for a certain candidate. So we know that 75% of Democrat will vote for A, and we are also told that 20% of Republican will vote for A. The question simply is, what percentage of the total population will vote for the candidate A? Well, let's take a look. This is a percentage problem. Instead of working in abstract terms, instead of putting in x there and going there 0.6x and then 1 minus x and then take a 0.4 of that. Don't do any of that mumbo jumbo. Just plug in a number for the total population. Just make up a number. Just make up any number that's easy to work with here. The technique is called plug in. So I'm going to plug in a number. Since it's a plug-in problem, what would be a nice number to plug in here? What would be a nice logical number to plug in here? If I'm dealing with a problem that deals with hours and minutes, I like to plug in some multiple of 60 in the variables. If the problem is dealing with inches and feet, I like to plug in some multiple of 12. If it's dealing with yards and feet, I like to plug in some multiple of 3. It's a nice number to plug in there. What would be a nice number to plug in here? It's dealing with percentages. What would be a nice logical number to plug in here? Obviously 100. So I'm just going to pretend, plug in, pretend that there are 100 voters. I'm just pretending. It doesn't say anywhere. I'm just plugging in. Alright? So if there are 100 voters, 60 of them are Democrat, 40 of them are Republican. All I have to find, we are told that 75% of Democrat voted for the candidate. I have to find what is 3/4 of 60. Let's find here. 3/4 of 60. Well, that's pretty straightforward and simple. I know that 1/4 of 60 is 15. A fourth of 60 is 15. Or if you cannot do fourth of 60 in your head in one step, go step by step. Chop it down in small steps. We know half of 60 is 30 and half of 30 is 15. So 15 has to be a quarter of 60. So it's going to be 3/4. 3/4 is 45. Let's figure out this guy. 40% of 40 is what I need to figure out. Oh, sorry, never mind. This is the 40% which are Republicans. So if I have 100 voters, 40 of them are going to be Republican. And of those 40 Republican, I'm told that 20% of the Republican, 20% of these 40 people will vote for this guy A. Let's find out 20% of 40. See, sometimes I write it in fractions, sometimes I write it like this. Depends on the situation. Say here, writing in terms of fraction was easy because it's easier to talk about quarter of a 60. A quarter of a 60 is 15, so 3/4 has to be 45, which is why I didn't write down as 0.75. Because I don't want to sit there wasting my time there going like this in the exam while the clock is ticking. This will be silly. This will be idiotic. This will be a sheer waste of time, an utter and sheer madness to sit there and try to figure out a 3/4 of 60 like this. You know 0.75 is 3/4. Just ask yourself, what's the quarter of 60? It's 15. So 3/4 has to be 45. Here I have to find out 20%. So here I'm not gonna put down as 1/5 because 20% we know is 1/5, but I'm not gonna write it as 1/5 because that actually makes the work awkward. I'm just gonna leave it like that. So what is 10% of 40? I hope that you're able to tell me right away that 10% or 1/10 of 40 is 4. Well, if 10% of 40 is 4, it stands to reason that 20% has to be 8. There you go, we are done. This is how many people voted for the guy. Let's add them up. Looks to me that 53 people out of 100, 53 out of 100 voted for the guy. Voted for our guy, the guy being the candidate A. So let's see what the answers are. And since that's why I plugged in 100. I could have plugged in anything I wanted here. I could have plugged in 20 here. I could have pretended there are 20 voters in the town, or I could have pretended there are 3,635 voters in town. I could have plugged in any numbers for voters and could have done the work here, but that would of course defeat the purpose. The whole bloody point of doing this plugging in technique is to keep your life simple, is to keep your calculation easier. So I plugged in 100. So since there are 53 voters voting for this guy out of a total of 100, it's 53%. Let's see what the answer is. Oh, right there, the answer is B. That's it, we are done. The answer is B. Alright, that's what I do. Just plug in numbers. Don't do it in an algebraic way. Listen, if you wish to get the DVDs, if you wish to buy the DVDs that I put together, which will give you the solutions to every single problem step by step in great detail. I do not solve problems after problems. That's not what I do in the DVDs. Anybody can stand there and solve problems after problems just talking to themselves. I actually teach you how it is done, like I did here, which is why each problem takes me sometimes as much as 10 minutes. I could get done with solving the problem in 30 seconds. It's not a big deal. But solving a problem and teaching somebody are two different things. They're not the same thing. So I take my time. Anyway, so I have put together DVDs which contain the solutions to all of these problems, one after the other, without any interruptions, without any sales pitch. If you wish to purchase the DVDs, send me an email. Go to my website at www.prep.gmat.com. Prep4gmat.com. Send me an email. Or if you wish to hire my services, I'm located in Connecticut. Again, send me an email and we'll talk. All right? Thank you.